I don't know. Oh, is it over? Let's go. Let's go back to our time. Zell, selfie. Oh, just calm down and think where we have to go. Oh, this is where we'll meet up at the flower field. Careful, guys. Don't pick the wrong time. Whatever you do, don't fall into a time warp. As we move around white space. Time, place, who I want to be with. I want to go there where Squall and I promised. Yep. So the only character we haven't seen yet is Squall. Yeah, that guy. Where is he? Oh, there he is. We found him. He's in the black. Squall, let's go home. Where are you? Yeah, where are you? That's what she just asked. Squall, where are you going? Into the dark black forest. What? Okay, gotta go find Sis. But without the word go. Oh, Squall. Matron. Excuse me, have you seen a little boy? You don't have to worry, the boy won't go anywhere. I think so too, poor thing. There are definitely multiple ways of taking the boy won't go anywhere. Oh, you're alive? Sorceress? Yes, matron. We had defeated her. Matron, stand back. It's okay, there's no more need to fight. Is that so? Sorceress is just looking for someone to pass her powers on to. I mean, that is kind of the problem. In order to die in peace, a sorceress must be free of all her powers. I know, for I am one too. Oh, okay. This isn't possession, this is just taking powers. You'll take over that sorceress's powers, I don't know, on one of the children to become one. Or is it the possession that started the game? I can't disappear yet. Oh, matron. I mean, considering the presence of young Squall, it would make sense that we landed back in time. Oh, is this the end? Most likely. You called me matron. Who are you? A seed from Balam Garden. Seed? Garden? Both garden and seed were your ideas. Garden trains seeds. Seeds are trained to defeat the sorceress. What are you saying? That I'm causing a time paradox. You're that boy from the future? Accurate. Yep. Matron. Please return. You do not belong here. Accurate. Oh, I can't find Sis. Am I all alone? Yeah, you are. Who's he? Nobody. You don't need to know. Because there's no time to explain. I'm you from the future. Wait, the only squall permitted here is you. Do you know where to go back to? Do you know how? Are you gonna send us off with Ultimisia's power? Will you be alright by yourself? I'll be alright, matron. Oh, because I'm not alone. Twice. If I call out, they will answer. Where is everyone? Renoa, where are you? Other names? Renoa again? Am I alone? Yeah, you are. Wants to hear Renoa's voice. And also to know which way he goes. Because he can't make it back alone. Renoa... I can't advance the text any faster, by the way. I'm kind of absently-mindedly pressing X. Am I all alone again? And he questions where he is again. Oh! Suddenly, cutscene. Or rather, rendered cutscene. You done goofed, Squall. That's not the flower field. I suppose it could be the same place, but in the wrong time. Oh. I can't believe it's not Gygas's theme from Earthbound that started playing. The swirls in the background were reminiscent, and then like the start of the song. So it's like, what's this string instrument doing here? Of course, I guess the song I actually thought of was Pokey's battle theme, because it's called Pokey Means Business. Thinking a phase 2 or 3 would have probably been more appropriate. Anyway, I'm not particularly engaged with this cutscene, as you might be able to tell. It's fairly obvious they'll find each other. And if they don't, I'll reserve my surprise for when they are confirmed not going to find each other. Is that scene ever running from the game's intro? I don't remember. Maybe the sky was different. Might have been a bright sky. Also, I don't remember the significance of the necklace. Or was Squall's ring put on the necklace? Is that the joke? Found a feather. You can refine it into some float. Or it refers to Renoa's limit break. Wow, I can't believe they found each other. Or is it not her? I'm so glad the dance wasn't a minigame. Considering how many minigames were in the game, all of which were bad. You'll get that focus style right sometime. Guess we're using like an old, like, projector that you have to individually do, like the RGBs or something. Except it wasn't like they just had the RGB positions off. I don't know. They're definitely taking advantage of their Photoshop filters here. Are they revisiting like every single cutscene in the game where Renoa appeared? I mean, come on, the episode's long enough. At this rate, I'm gonna have to split when the boss died or something. That's a little motion sickness inducing. Oh, they're dead! The glass shattered in the helmets. Can't believe I've been playing as dead characters for several episodes. Achievement! End of the game. Or just end of game was the achievement's name. Now we've officially beat the game, now that the achievement came up. So what's on his necklace? I don't know. Did any of the plot make sense? Probably. I acknowledge that it's windy. It's a Pokeball. Or, you know, a fishing bobber. Especially because half of it's yellow. But, you know, maybe it's one of those, like, fancy balls with a special effect. Oh, owned. Let's see, I think one of the GFs I drew near the end of the game was one I was supposed to draw from Fujin earlier. I think Pandemonia, the wind guardian force that I never summoned once. But it sure does wind damage, I looked it up. Oh, it's Laguna. Did the rings change when Griever was defeated? Or would he even have Squall's ring before Squall had it? Or is it... I don't know. It's... you. Whatever her name is. Is that Alone? I honestly have no idea what she looks like. I just can't imagine any other girl showing up here. It is in fact a ring, confirmed. It's the moon. How many Final Fantasies has the moon actually been relevant in? Like 4, obviously. Rain Lore. Is that a name we've seen before? Who's that? Is that Alone? In that case, who was the other girl? Or did she, like, change clothes? That's entirely possible. I don't actually, like, know faces at all. So if you change clothes, I have no idea who you are anymore. At least, like, in a video game. Because the clothes are always the most distinctive part of people. Well, that and hair color and style. It's credits! So I guess that was the ending. No need to explain where people actually went. Is that a scene from earlier in the game, or is this new? I'm not sure if we saw this before. I feel like I should be giving final thoughts, but at the same time, I feel like my opinion on the game was pretty clear. I think Ultimisia's Castle was the best part of the game because it spent a while just kind of like letting you RPG instead of like mini games and forced party swaps. And I mean, there is the, if I had actually done the thing with the put your weight on the elevator, that would have been a forced party swap. But besides that, you just get to explore for a while. Maybe my experience was enhanced by the fact that I had Encounter None and wouldn't randomly run into level 100 enemies, because the level range in Ultimisia's Castle is from 1 to 100 regardless of your level. I guess just to recap my feelings on the game, let's see, where do I start? I guess it had a bunch of interesting systems, and none of them worked together well. I don't know, they kind of went all in on the whole Guardian Force thing. The fact that enemies scaled with your level, but there were other ways to become more powerful, sort of made getting more powerful feel kind of degenerate. I don't think drawing spells or spending time on the menu figuring out what you're willing to refine into spells is particularly engaging, but it's like the best way to get more powerful. That's a problem in an RPG, when getting more powerful is like the least fun thing in the game. Well, actually the second least fun thing after the mini games. Yeah, I guess this is some sort of like feast, dance, celebration thing that's going on in the cutscene after we won the video game. Yeah, I mean, it was probably graphically impressive at the time, especially all the like times when it had like the not quite pre-rendered but like high-res models appear. Okay, now we're really just to credits. I don't know. Final Fantasies, as a series, has always been kind of technically impressive for its time. Like, Final Fantasy VI had large sprites that were beautiful. Final Fantasy VII was, of course, like, a major early user of fully, like, pre-rendered cutscenes. I'm sure there were other examples, but, like, 7 did it pretty well. I'll give it that. I don't like 7, but it did things well. Yeah, they were just all very technically impressive games. But that doesn't actually lead to fun, especially when you're going back in time and playing an earlier game in the series. Because I mean, a lot of games now look better than Final Fantasy VIII's. Even the high-res but not fully pre-rendered graphics. Yeah. I guess one other thing that's kind of neat is that it has a lot of huge side quests you can do. I'm not really into that, but I'm sure people are. Like, there's a quest where Selphie wants to pet all the dogs. There's some quest that was referred to in a walkthrough as the Zell Love quest that I don't know anything about. There are, of course, like, the Guardian Forces to gather that are side quests. Let's see, Doom Train involves some item collection, and then you use Solomon's Ring, and there are, like, hints about what items you need to gather up. See, I feel like there was one other thing the game did well that I wanted to say. Oh, the amount of customization that you have in your characters is somewhat interesting. How you can, of course, prepare against certain elements and customize your stats a little. Mostly it's just excessive menuing, but when you know what you're going to face, it does allow the player to prepare for battles pretty well. I think the unfortunate thing, though, is in order to know what's coming up, you need to either use a walkthrough or die. Or I guess you could go into the fight, look for a bit, and then reset without actually dying, but that's basically dying. Your adaptability, once you actually got into a battle, was somewhat lower. I don't know, I prefer the tactical decisions over the strategic decisions, if that makes sense. Wow, the garden can go up? Why did you require coastlines? Or is that not the garden? The end. Final Fantasy VIII, 1999 Square. So yeah, as far as JRPGs, it's probably in my bottom 10% as far as fun, even if I have to acknowledge that it has quality in some aspects. Also, is the game just over? Do I have to quit? Or does it, like, let you save your data? I don't think Final Fantasy VIII has New Game Plus. Whatever. Even if there is something, video's over. Oh, I haven't announced what I'm doing next, except for maybe I mentioned it in around my retrospective. I'm gonna be playing Megaman Battle Network 5 Team Colonel. I'm gonna actually be playing the DS version, so technically I'll be playing Double Team, but I'll be playing the Colonel side of it. Double Team gives you both games and 2 save files. I've actually already recorded episode 1. It's fairly convenient that Final Fantasy VIII is ending now, because I can use my pre-recorded episode 1 for directly after Easter, so the fact that I'm not going to be recording during Easter doesn't actually disrupt my schedule. I have beat actually both sides of Battle Network 5 before, so it won't be a blind LP, but I think it's a good game. Turbo Tales 98 had requested that I play either a Mega Man Battle Network or a Mega Man Star Force, and I couldn't figure out a good layout for Mega Man Star Force, or else I would probably be playing Mega Man Star Force 1. But I believe he hasn't actually seen Battle Network 5, or possibly not seen Team Colonel. And there are probably more differences between Battle Network 5 Team Colonel and Team Proto Man than, say, like 2 versions of Pokemon, because the souls that you get are fairly substantially game-changing, and they're even more focused on than in Battle Network 4, I would say. I don't normally like to acknowledge that Battle Network 4 exists, but if I'm comparing explicitly to it, I kind of have to bring it up. But anyway, that's what starts Monday. See ya!